Hey, good morning, friends. Hello, hello. A couple minutes late today. Sorry for that. Got a little turned around technically, but I hope we're doing all right. Good morning to you. Hello, hello. You're having a great day. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's a good day. All right, friends. We are. Good morning, Kristen. You're here. Doing well. Hello. Can we have good morning, Jane and John? Can we have the chicken and bingo raffles from afar? Sadly, it is must be present to win. But so good morning, everybody, and welcome to this, the 20th day of July. We are in the dog days. It is going to be about 95 here today in the city, is what's being called for. So it should be nice and toasty. Good morning, Irene. Glad you're here. That and so I want us to talk. We're having our kind of big fellowship event. We have another one coming up in August. We'll have our smoke and fire night in the garden, but we're going to have tonight is really our big event, which is our chicken and bingo event. So, our diaspora always kind of sets forth a little bit in the summer, which is normal for every church, and I'm not bewailing that or anything like that. Summer is precious in New England, and we are always enjoy that, and so. But we hope to gather tonight for our chicken and bingo, and so I wanted to talk about and it is as it sounds. We will. Denise and Ken have a great selection of chicken that's going to be cooked on the grill, and we're going to come in and have a feast and play some bingo. And so we've got some great prizes and all kinds of stuff, so it'll be really fun. But the whole point is that we might gather together as the church, that we might spend some time together, and so I wanted to just talk about that, of what it is to spend some time, both whether it is with your church family and the people whom you love and care for, or whether it is with maybe your wider family, or maybe it's with friends that you have that nurture you, that all of it that we might come to these days with fellowship, with the joy of having other people in our midst and other people that are on the journey with us. Our entire tradition of understanding how to be Christians in this world, as congregational Christians, is born of this very thing. That we take Matthew 18:20 as seriously as it can be taken. That where it says this: "For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." That it was the gathered disciples that Jesus appears to after the resurrection. It's all the different resurrection appearances. Jesus shows up in the crowds and with the people. That in all of this, there are these fellowship moments, and they almost always include food, but that's another thing for another day. But they're just the gathering together with friends and with people that you love and that you care about, that you have a journey with, and that you're a part of, and that are a part of you. I think it's part of what's made this 11:11 journey for us powerful, is that we are a people who've come to care for one another, even on this little thread. And even if you post or you don't post, or you're here or you're not here, that this context makes you a part of this community and a friend. A friend. that the mundanity of it is actually the power of it. This is what I think is what we see in the Lord's Supper, is that the banality, the basis of it, the basicness of this idea that we would have bread and wine, and that would become the Lord's body and be a part of us, that we would gather together and eat chicken and play a silly game and win silly prizes, would be a context for us to gather and to check in on each other and to care for each other and to be with each other and to nurture each other. That the power of that. And I think that's what we've come to dismiss so often, because it is so basic, because it is so maybe unnecessary. It becomes one of these things that we just seem, and particularly in this age and this time of division and divisiveness, and where you think you're going to say something, somebody's going to get mad at you. It's so easy for us to let these threads go slack, and they're so vital and they're so important. C.S. Lewis, the great apologist of the last century, he said that he wrote an entire book on friendship. He actually considered it the highest of all the spiritual disciplines, the most important thing we do. It's great to be a spouse. It's great to be a parent. It's great to be a contributing member of the society. But he said that being a friend is actually probably the most, because in some ways he called it the most unnecessary of things. This is the language he uses. He says this: friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art, like the universe itself, for God need not have created one. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. And he goes on to say that the little pockets of early Christians survived not because they cared exclusively for the love of the brethren and stopped their ears to the opinion of the because they cared exclusively for the love of the brethren and stopped their ears to the opinion of the pagan society all around them. Friends, there's a million good reasons for you not to show up tonight. Now, I know some of you are at a distance, and some of you are across waters, and some of you are many bridges away, and that's fine. That's fine. Know that you're a part of this fellowship. Know that you're remembered, and know that you're in this, and that know that you are a friend. And yet, the coming together that we will do as the church, this gathering together, is in which the very presence of Christ will be found. And it's so basic and so ridiculous and so simple that in it we quickly can find it taking advantage, it being lost to other squeakier things, other things that are more at work either in the world or even in our own psyche. We can have things that we need to do, things that we need to attend to, other distractions, other shiny stuff. But I would submit to you the time that you spend in friendship, in intentional friendship, in showing up to play games, in showing up to eat chicken, in showing up to be with people that will love you and that you'll love back, or even people that may be a little more cantankerous than that, because friendship isn't always that simple, and it's not always that straightforward. But that we may make the act and the movement toward this, and that we do it as such in a simple and basic and inherent way of our being that we are unaware of the incredible power of it. And which I think is actually part of the reason that we find ourselves in the state we do, because it has been so easy for us to simply shut down people shut off people we don't want to listen to, simply move away from people that make us uncomfortable, simply kind of let wither on the vine relationships that might be more difficult or more hard, in this age of being kind of able to select our preferences of the day. And the power of the church is we don't necessarily get to show up choose who shows up, but we do get to journey with people that we love and we care about, and that let them care about us in wildly imperfect ways and wildly broken ways. And it's, in fact, the most important thing we'll do, because it's where we'll find the face of Christ. Not in a brilliant sermon, not on our bloody knees, beating our chest and mea culpa of our wickedness before God, or our how humble we need be. I mean, all those things are a part of the life, but really, it is about gathering in joy and in fellowship and in knowing that Christ Jesus is a part, is in that. Christ Jesus is the very bond that connects us and holds us together. Christ Jesus is the one who gives us breath and life, who, as Lewis says, there need not have been a creation to begin with, and yet Christ gives us one. One other quote from Lewis, and I'll wrap up with another guy. But friendship is even, if you like, angelic. But man needs to be triply protected by humility if he is to eat the bread of angels without risk. Now, it's easy for us to, and it's good. It's a good caution. We can always get tribal, and we can get insular, and we can get all these other things that don't necessarily serve the angelic good, don't necessarily serve us in that. But I think his point is more important than the risk of ensuring that we're kind of meet all people on all terms. His point is larger, that it really is angelic. It really is the best things of this world, is to be in a community and not necessarily mindfully, but mindlessly. That we're not worrying about how we look or how we feel or what's going on or what this person thinks of us, but that we might just belly laugh at a moment, that we might just poke fun and have fun poked at us, and all the different pieces and parts of what it is to be in community unmindfully, with losing ourselves in it. My goodness, how bound to, how do I look in this? How is this going? How will this make me look? Will I be vulnerable? All of those things they're just so occupy us these days. Or the option to step into the angelic realms, which is the eternal realms, and lose ourselves in some laughter and joy and game playing and chicken eating. So I want to leave you with one of the guys that I think is just so beautifully brilliant. A guy by the name of Frederick Buechner. He was a Presbyterian, but don't hold that against him. But he had a mastery and command of words that I think is rare on the planet. And he speaks of this basic life, this basic fellowship in this way. And I hope you'll hear it. And maybe it will rally you to eat a little chicken and play a little bingo tonight. Taking your children to school and kissing your wife goodbye. Eating lunch with a friend. Trying to do a decent day's work. Hearing the rain against the window. There is no event so commonplace but that God is present within it. Always hiddenly. Always leaving you room to recognize him or not to recognize him. But all the more fascinatingly because of that, all the more compellingly and hauntingly, if I were called upon to state in a few words the essence of everything I was trying to say, both as a novelist and as a preacher, it would be something like this. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and the gladness, touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it all. Because, in the last analysis, moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. Friends, I hope you'll come by tonight. I hope you'll know some grace in life, in the eating of chicken and the playing of bingo, in the awarding of prizes, and in the laughter and the joy of a fellowship gathered. That is the high holy of the things that we do as people, as base and as simple and as basic as it is, and that God hides in it, hiddenly, waiting to be recognized, looking for us to simply lift our face and see his face amongst our crowd. All right, friends, that's my hope for you today on this, the 20th day. Good morning. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Glad you'll be here tonight. So exciting. Donna, glad you... Waiting to hear from the doctor. I slipped, but my hand... Oh, no. That's awful. I hope you are well and good. I hope you're healing. John, good morning to you. Cecile, good morning. By the way, tonight's going to be air conditioned. We're going to be inside, so don't worry. 95 will not stop us. Good morning, Jane. Good to see you. Hey, everybody. All right, Cecile. Great. Glad you're here. Glad you're all here and you're part of this journey. Peace and grace to you all, and we'll pick it up tomorrow with another 11:11.